What up? It's your boy Chaotic One, and I am back with another one. Another reaction right now. We're gonna be reacting to your boy Dame Dash talking about Kanye West and Beanie Sigel. You know, he went in on him a little bit and gave his feelings about how he felt about both of their situations. So we're gonna dive into that. You ready for it? Let's get into it.
I was refereeing and I was trying to keep everybody cool. So I had to tell Jay, like, yo, why you keep fucking with him? He's young. Like, what's the problem? So Jay would be, all right, cool. And then go on the radio and say, yeah, Cam is a good earner. And then Cam would be like, why you got to call me an earner? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know why he called you an earner. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. You know, so I don't know why Jay ever had a thing with Cam. He always had a thing like that. He had a thing.
Jay been a hater. Let's just call it what it is.
With everybody, bro. Pause.
And that H to the Izzo beat was supposed to be Cam's, right?
I didn't know that was the case because I know I remember. I don't remember that, but maybe I don't see Kanye. Kanye wasn't just giving like the beats that Cam got. Like, oh boy, he took that. It wasn't like it was given to him. It was just like, oh, this is here. I'm taking this, and I wasn't even mad at it because it was acting funny. You know, I produced Kanye's first record that was on the radio. We Are the Champions on my album, The Dream Team. So I produced that with Kanye. And the reason why he got that beat was because I gave it the sample to Just Blaze to flip. And he was disrespecting me and just ignoring me. And Kanye was like, I'll do it. And then when he did it, I said, because you did it, jump on it. Pull. And then Cam jumped on it and you know, and Beanie.
That might have been Kanye's first introduction on a major level as far as a rapper, I believe. Yeah, I think so.
This was dope. I think young Chris.
What was the deal with Kanye? Like, why wasn't anybody supporting him as a rapper outside of you?
Because he, like we looked at him, like I never looked at Kanye as a rapper. And Kanye always looked at himself, which is not a bad thing, but he always thought he was bigger than everyone else thought he was until he got there. So no one really took him serious as a rapper. And again, I took him serious as someone that can do an album, make beats, and at least everybody from Roc-A-Fella could jump on the album. So you're going to get Jay, you're going to get Cam, all of that. Everyone he made a beat for should do a record for him. But I never looked at him as a rapper. And then when he started rapping, after he broke his jaw, that's when it was like, damn, he's the best producer that could rap. Like how Dre could rap. Like, you don't look at Dr. Dre as a rapper, you look at him as a producer. Me knowing Kanye, it'll be like Just Blaze starting to rap. I knew them first as producers. It's really hard for me to unsee people the way I first saw them. That's why I like certain people, no matter what they do, how much money they make, I still see them as that same person. And that could be the default. But it's hard to like unsee what you first saw. But the reason why if you look at the movie, the reason why he was like the contracts took so long is because Jay would not sign off on him. So that was the problem. But again, if I were to tell Kanye, yo, Jay won't sign off on your then he would have like jumped off he would have took it too hard. So I could never really say when it was always me like having to be like, make excuses because things had to move slower because we always had to wait for Homeboy to give his one signature because he always knew that Biggs was going to rock out with me. So he just would torture us to get shit done if it wasn't about him. Now, his budgets, they got signed off on very fast. To be honest, there was a time like I had took Kanye's chain off his neck because he was driving me nuts. So when that had happened, he was already like, I had dropped Kanye from Roc-A-Fella. I dropped Kanye. So at that point, I was done with them. I was ready to go do my own thing. I gave people out of respect the opportunity, like, yo, there's Dame Dash. I forgot what the name of the record is, Dash Records, whatever. So I was like, y'all can go over there if they won't with you. But like, really, I'm done with this music. Like, I was done. I was burnt out. Everybody was corny to me. Everybody was weird to me. everybody was manipulative and exploitive, and it just smelled like bad breath, and it still does. Like you walk into a room and you just could, I just got sick of smelling hot paws, bad stink demon breath. I didn't want to smell that no more. I didn't want to be around it. I was done. Like I was done, man. I just done it for 15 years. So I didn't want to do that shit no more. I wanted to do fashion. So how did I feel? I didn't feel I wasn't even thinking about it. I just was like, let me go get this Rachel Roy off the ground and turn that into $100 million company, which I did, that nobody talks about.
What made you take his chain?
Because two things. Beans was getting ready. We thought he was going to go to jail for a couple of years. He was on trial. So I was trying to make 4 albums for him, or 5, so that if he went to jail, because every time if you sold 500,000 records, I could give you $1 million advance. So if I already have 5 albums that each went gold while he was in jail, I could always make sure he had 500 grand. So I was just trying to get it all done. And Kanye wouldn't give him any beats. That was one reason. And the other reason why is I had spent like 500,000-600,000 with Rockware's money developing his line Pastel. I still got the samples. And all of a sudden he was like, I don't like him no more. And he was just starting to Kanye out. And that was it. I was done. So I was like, man, you got to get out. I was tight. So I had the chain, you know what I mean? And people, my inner crew talks about that. Like, damn, you dropped Kanye. I don't give a f. I'd done so much to fight for him. It was like, what more can I do? So I just felt like I can't be arguing. I don't care how many records you sell. And that was before that was like when he first got hot. I was more bothered when Beans chose to go with Jay. That one hurt. Because I'd done a lot and prepared. I chose State Property over Rockware. And I wanted to just roll out with State Property. But it almost like he tricked Beans to shelf him, and he fucked his life up to me doing that. But I had him, you know what I mean? Like, that was my new Jay. Like, I looked at them like NWA, and I liked the clothes better than Rockware. They had Beans trying to, like, I forgot this. I hate when I forget people's names, but the person that was like my partner and doing the licensing for State Property, because sales was telling them that, Rockware was doing this, that, and the third, that State Property should be more like Rockware as opposed to being more like Dickies and Carhartt, which is the way I designed it. And they started signing off on behind my back. It was like, I bet wrong on that one. That might be something I would have done different.
So you feel like if Beans would have went with Shu instead of Jay, his career would have been bigger?
What? It's not even this guy had planned for them. He put his own self up for that one. Like, I had the movies, right? I had the clothing line. The clothing line was doing 20 million a year. So we had the movies, the touring, the clothing line. You gotta remember, like, I activated all of those things. Like, I was making Beans when I was talking to Cam about being the vice president, talking to him. I was also talking to Beans. I was making both of them vice presidents because they had labels. I was the one that was strategically growing and planting seeds, to grow their businesses, whether they knew it or not. Whether they knew it was in their best interest or not, I was still doing it. So I made sure everybody had their own movie. Everybody had their own clothing line. Remember, Cam had a fragrance. He had Old Boy a fragrance. I did that back then.
Yeah, I remember that.
Could you imagine if that would have stayed, if they wouldn't have fucked that up? Nobody wants to listen to me of it.
Yeah, man. So here's my breakdown of the video. I've just been looking at the situation lately with Hove and the whole movement, and I don't know, man. I guess me, and this is, I might lose some people or whatever the case may be. It's just being real. I don't like how Jay moved no more. I feel like he's just in a different space of doing different things. And I know that Dame is like a flamboyant dude, and his mouth and running his mouth, and he might have said some things in the past that has went viral, and people have not agreed with what he has said. But one thing that I can say about Dame is he's always, in my opinion, has been a stand-up dude about his artists and making sure that they don't look corny or make corny moves and do corny things. So I can give Dame props for doing that because, you know, he did have a bigger vision. The only thing that I feel like what happened between their situation is Jay went behind Dame's back and plugged in with the power. You know, he went to, you know, I guess it's almost like he went around Dame to the source and dealt with the source and then didn't tell nobody that he was dealing with the source. And then him and the source came up with a game plan to make him bigger than life, which included, you know, Mary and Beyonce, all that. I think, man, just me personally, allegedly, I would feel like it might all be an arranged situation, you know, just for the sake of careers going bigger, moving into a newer space with newer people, a newer group of people. Some of them people that's into that weird stuff, you know, like, you know, and I just feel like his energy right now is off. So when I say all that to say, I feel like, you know, I feel like Dame is correct about how a lot of things went between the Roc-A-Fella fall. You know, um, I think Jay wanted it all. He's somehow in my spirit felt like he's turned into a selfish guy. Like it's really all about him. And that's what I see from him. And that's the energy that I get from him. Is like, you know, he seems to play really selfish. It's almost like he'll drain you for your energy and then, you know, dump you to the side. And that's how he did Beans. You know what I mean? And then that's what Dane was saying towards the end of the video is that Beans chose Jay-Z. And then look how Jay ended up doing Beans. You see what I'm saying? Like it's almost like I feel like he has a history of doing this type of activity to people. Like look at his history, man. You know, your boy D Haven. You know, that was Jay-Z's boy before he blew up. Same scenario. It's like, you know, he got what he got off of him, or a situation may have happened. And, you know, it just seems like he moves in the interest of him, which, of course, don't get me wrong, we all should move in our best interest. You know what I mean? But sometimes I don't think that you should clip people along the way. You know what I mean? Because they say the higher you go, the you know, the further you gotta fall, you know, and with everything that's been going on with your boy Diddy, of course, you know, they tie in Hove to that, you know, Jay-Z or whatever. Let's call him Jay-Z, ain't gonna call him Hove. Uh yeah, tied them to that, you know, so you just never know, man. And I almost feel like at this point Jay needs a little humble pie, man. You know, he done a lot of snake stuff, made some great music, don't get me wrong, but he has done some snakish stuff. And I just, man, I could go into a part two on this one right here. You feel what I'm saying? But it's your boy Chaotic One. This is the KMHP TV YouTube channel. We do reactions and different stuff like that. New music videos from artists and all that good stuff right here, man. You know what I mean? And if you like what you see and what you hear, definitely hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so that you'll get an alert from all the videos that we drop. And you can go check out some of our past videos and see how we get down over here. You feel what I'm saying? So until then, I'm Chaotic One, and I'm up out of here. I holla at y'all. Peace.